want to thank our congressman for being here today, for understanding that we're in a critical time right now. To deny education to any people is one of the greatest crimes against human nature, is what Frederick Douglass said. He said to deny education to any people is one of the greatest crimes against human nature. And I woke up this morning and I thought about when I was entering high school in 1991. We had a big assembly for the incoming freshman class. And they said, look to the left and look to the right of you. One or both of these people will not be graduating with you 4 years from now. And I thought about that statement this morning. I thought about it because in no other suburban district would they say that to their children. Our expectation is for you to fail. Our expectation is that half of you will not be here 4 years from now because you don't have what it takes. You don't have what it takes to succeed. You haven't been given the foundation that you need. But I know that that's not true here. 61% of our kids in the city, the same family, come from the same neighborhoods, come from the same poverty and stricken situation, come from the same trauma. Start kindergarten ready to learn. So at bare minimum, by third grade, 61% of those kids, our kids, should be performing at grade level, at bare minimum. But you know what that number is? It's 17%. So what happens? What happens? No one knows what happens. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have the answer. The school board has the answer, or the community has the answer all by itself. Or parents have the answer all by themselves. Today is about coming together as a community and taking the blame, each one of us, about the success and the failure of our kids. They're our children. Just a couple weeks ago, I had a parent and a friend give me a call whose son was in a suburban school district, the only child of color in this urban suburban program, and he was set off to the side in kindergarten. And she walked in and she looked at her child sitting there by himself. And she thought, why am I doing this to him? I put him out here in this program because I believed that he would have a better access to opportunity. But here he is being ostracized and cast aside. We have to raise the bar in every school. We have to make sure that every child that enters into our school system has the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their neighborhood, regardless of where they're from, their zip code. It doesn't matter. Their family income. We spend $1 billion a year in educating our children. $1 billion. But our message to them every day is half of you will fail. Today that stops. Today we call on this entire community to work together
because it's our children, our future. The call is to the commissioner. Whatever it is that she decides, she has the response. She has a distinguished educator here that has done an extraordinary report and in many ways told us what we already know, what we choose to accept. Well, I tell you that I'm not choosing to accept it any longer. We're choosing to do something different. We're choosing to work collectively as a community to bring change on behalf of our children. ROC The Future is a cohort of many different agencies, institutions. School district is a part of that. Business is a part of that. Parents are a part of the organization. But what we recognize is at this point in time, it's not about who's to blame. It's about doing the work so that our children understand that the only way that they will be able to succeed is for them to take their education seriously. And we're going to take their education just as serious as they are. I'm going to sign this pledge. I'm going to join with the congressman and the board of ROC The Future and its executive director. And I'm asking this community to join with us, to sign the petition, to ask the commissioner to act not without us, but to act with us. Because it is imperative that we change and shift the paradigm from the blame game. When this parent called me, she said, I'm sending him back. I'm going to do my best to make sure that he receives the best education in the city schools. I thought about the fact that, what a choice. What a choice. Every day, many of us who are parents make that choice on behalf of our children. Because there's not one parent that I know that don't want what's best for their kids. Many of them put their children's lives into someone else's hands and they say, help me. Because I may not know, but I know that you know. You went to school. You know. We know. Today we have to make a decision. If failure is an option for our children. In the city of Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass, who said failure is impossible. Frederick Douglass said it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Just across the street, we have jails filled with broken men and broken women. And many of it is due because we failed to act. We can continue to play games with people's lives. We can continue to talk about everything that's wrong and whose fault is it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whose fault it was. It doesn't matter when a mother is closing the door to her child's life because he's doing life in prison. It doesn't matter when a grandmother is closing the casket to her grandchild because he's in the ground. It doesn't matter when you're walking outside and you're walking in the neighborhoods and you see someone that is dying from an opioid overdose. We don't think about whose fault it was. It's a life lost. And it's a life that if we acted and did what we knew was the right thing to do, we could have saved them. I choose to do everything that I can as the mayor of this city to save our kids because they're our children and they are our future.